your bees?
20 feet from my hives, yeah.
Because I set them out. I got these big trays that I got pebbles in.
That's a good way to go, yeah.
You know, and I just keep going. I'll dump about 2 quarts in there.
Yeah.
And it'll be just
what the thing was that was really amazing to me is I kept screwing up the 1-to-1 mix before, and Sam's like, no, you need a little more sugar. I'm like, how much more sugar? He says
1 to 1.
Yeah, well, in a 5-gallon bucket, that's 26 pounds of sugar.
Yeah, it's more than that. Right.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than that. So I cheated. I was a little bit less than 1-to-1.
So do you do it by weight or by volume?
By weight.
You're supposed to do it by
very
weight.
Similar though.
Yeah, 25 pounds of sugar is just a little bit under what you need.
Gallon of water is 8 pounds.
Yeah. So I just filled up the 5-gallon bucket with sugar, and then I took the hose and put it in there and stirred a lot and stuff. And then I put the big lid on it, and I drilled holes in it and stuff, and turned it over, let it leak a little bit. It sealed up, and then I did that 8 times.
Yeah.
8 times.
I didn't feel like you did anything wrong, right? You still feel like
I did 10
If I hadn't have done it, I would have had no hives. And I'll put it to you this way. I didn't have any supers on my hives.
Based in South Florida now, or are you
No, New York.
survival
South
only?
Hudson Valley. And
But
most,
you're doing
most
a lot.
of my bees winter in New York.
You're doing a lot.
I should say I wouldn't have had no hives. I would have been down like
keep
1 or
more
2.
alive, you know, but I bring down my best breeding stock. I'm trying to have Northern Hardy.
I mean, it's not like I was sitting there giving it to them to cause them to build honey on.
They don't need any.
I gave it to them, and you have to understand,
We need some good.
this in 3 days, the first batch was gone. They sucked the entire set of buckets dry in 3 days. They sucked the second setup done in 6.
The bees down there,
and I didn't give them the
wild
third
bees that are working up and down the coast and
because
stuff,
they had gotten enough to go. But the moment I did it, the small hive beetle count went through the roof.
Beekeepers down here running these like full-on Italian bees that can't feed themselves anymore, so it's a compromise. And then all those bees are shipped up north, so there's very few bees up north that are surviving on their own. Then we got our friends like Kara and stuff. She started with 1 hive 4 years ago. It started swarming like crazy. She started catching her own swarms, giving them to her neighbors down the block. Now they got bees, and their bees are swarming. Then they started bouncing those bees from West Palm down to Miami, and then the whole thing's going on down there. Those bees are just thriving. Down south.
Yeah, well,
these people don't. Never heard of any kind of treatments or anything. They don't read the bee journals or anything. They don't.
We don't.
They go to my conferences.
We're treatment free and natural cones, and we're trying to build that. That's
You were at the conference.
The biggest problem for us right now is trying to grow our hives because we don't have drawn comb. So it's like, well, how do you go out and hive?
That's my thing, because I don't save any comb year after year.
Yeah, well, how do you go out and hive a swarm with nothing but empty frames? And that's what I've been doing.
I've learned I don't put more than 1 frame in when I first catch them, and I may have a little bit of comb on it, give them a starter.
He likes leaving her in like a queen, that clip cage thing. I'd say do it to a queen includer. I'd say
I do that. I prefer to do that. I prefer to do that. When I do a catch and I've got her in the clip, I'll leave her in the clip for a couple of days, normally 3 days, and then I'll put the excluder on top, turn it into a queen includer and stuff.
But having the comb makes all the difference.
But the thing is, the sugar water on the base box will encourage them to build comb. It really, really will.
Yeah.
It really will.
You have bait hives up too?
Pardon me?
Bait hives? Yeah, got any swarm bait?
I did until swarm season. I had to grab them all for I don't have any more build. I can't build hives fast enough.
I think that's the future of beekeeping, putting up swarm traps.
Yeah, I agree.
Right there. And
that's what I'm
going
doing.
back as general management and letting bees swarm.
Every
year. I mean, it's too much work otherwise.
Put them all back in skeps and gums.
Yeah, skeps that's the ideal beehive.
Hey, if Jerry Cruz put up with it, I'll put up with it.
Jerry Hayes.
So
Cruz is our local inspector.
Yeah, well, he's not as bad. He's pretty cool.
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, Jerry's cool.
Yeah, see, we got Bud Grant, and Bud's okay.
Bud's cool too.
Bud's cool too, and he's been keeping bees since dinosaurs roamed the earth. I mean, literally, he's forgotten more about beekeeping than I will ever know. But he is not, the kind of guy who's big on anything. He didn't know what a top bar hive was until Sam came in.
Made out of cardboard and duct tape.
He's calling me. Bud's calling me and complaining. You know this Sam guy? Yeah. He's got these hives made out of cardboard and duct tape. I'm like, yeah. It's like, what do you think about this? I'm like, Bud, each his own.
I was in with Bud before because I have some Queens.
Yeah, but the problem for me is, Bud is you know, my little tattletale to Jerry Hayes and stuff, you know, and Malcolm and all the rest of them and stuff, you know, and that's how I ended up.
We're not going to badmouth Jerry Hayes. You know, great guy.
I'm not recording anything.